start recording. I don't know why you guys usually keep quiet. Iyela Daniel, is he not on this call? Iyela.
I'm on this call, sir.
Ah, it's okay. It's okay. All right. So let me
Thank
go
you,
back to
sir.
our. So we have a knowledge check here. It says the sales manager of T&E Corporation wants to estimate the sales figure of the next quarter for the region. What, according to you, does the manager need to do? Generate and run reports. Generate and generate an analysis. Create a summary in a Word document. This doesn't make sense. Create PowerPoint presentation stating the sales figure. How does that help you estimate the sales figure of the next quarter? So generate and run reports. Report cannot help you estimate the sales figure of the next quarter. This means you are not in the next quarter yet, so the report cannot help you because the report only works with available data. So you can only give out information about the data you have currently. So the report can help you estimate future values, and that's what it's asking for. So you have to generate an analysis. So that's why you have this checked. All right. Now we have this, the analytics process, and this is very important. Very important. So we have 6 of them here. We have business understanding, we have data understanding, we have data preparation. Data preparation is the one, is that part that usually takes most of the time. Data preparation, I believe that part takes like over 60% of the time of trying to build a model or so. So and we have data modeling, we have data evaluation and deployment. So let's start with business understanding. First of all, you have to determine the business objectives. What problem are you trying to solve? That is very important. So what problem are you trying to solve? You have to state your objective clearly, which is key. You have to assess the situation, then okay, take a deep look into the problem and try and see things outside the box and how the problem can be solved. Also, we have to determine data mining goals. What are we trying to achieve? What kind of is it data exploration, visualization, and all of that. So what is the end point of it? Then we produce a project plan, which is what we have talked about before. I think you guys have had that in your class. Produce a project plan. Okay, what's the scope? What is the cost of embarking on this project? And what's the last part? What's the last part? The scope, the cost is like the budget, and is like Iyela.
Sir,
Oh yeah, now are you not following this class?
I am, sir.
The way you are being quiet,
I'm sorry.
everywhere is just quiet. I'm feeling like I'm just
I
talking to
wasn't
myself.
using my headset. I wasn't hearing you clearly. I'm going to wait for you.
But I believe you can hear me clearly now.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
So produce a project plan. So data understanding, collect initial data before you can do anything. First of all, you have to collect data. So sometimes if you want to run analysis, you really don't know the exact data to use, but you know what kind of data that can be useful for you. So you go to different sources and pick data that are related to what you want to achieve exactly. Just pick them, just from wherever source A, source B, source D, source C, wherever they are, just pick them and compile them together. Then describe the data depending on what you kind of want to achieve, the kind of features of data, maybe it's age, maybe his gender, maybe his salary, give the description. Then explore data for you to be able to verify the data quality. So you have to check like the veracity. So will this data actually be useful for you? That's the essence of doing data exploration. So so after you be able to verify the data and say that okay, this data is very useful for this analysis you want to know, then you do data, then you move to the next step, which is data preparation. Then you select data. Not all of the data you actually fit in to what you want to do. So you have to now select, okay, this guy, okay, this one, then the ones that won't be useful for your analysis, then just dump them. So data selection. Then you clean the data. Not when you're running analysis, mostly your data is usually dirty, so you have to do data cleaning. And this part takes a whole lot of time. It takes a whole lot of time. Then we do something like trying to fill in missing values, try to do some kind of change of categorical variable, maybe to rate them in kind of ratio scale. Let's look at, for example, a data kind of a ratio scale. Strongly disagree, and lots of. If I want to rate them, okay, strongly disagree is 1, then disagree is 2, then neutral is 3, and all of that. So you might have like back then in school when I did my project. So I was doing accommodation and its effect on student academic performance. So my case study was just Faculty of Science, and it's Google Form I used then, so I didn't actually use all this traditional trying to distribute questionnaire. So look at, for example, now my department then was just mathematics department, but inside mathematics department we have like cohorts. We have pure mathematics, then we have mathematics and statistics. Then before they now split it to statistics entirely. So you have mathematics and statistics. You have mathematics with economics, then with actual science and all of that. So let's say, for example, now all of them are under mathematics department. My own concern is just put mathematics department since they are under mathematics department. So some people just put statistics. Some people will put maths and statistics. Some people will put maths. Some people put mathematics. So you have to like group them in one set. So that process, look at, for example, someone in marine science now. I think Adedeji can be witness to this. Someone in marine science, we have fisheries, then we have marine biology, but they are under marine science. So some people put fisheries, some people put marine biology, some people put marine science. So you have to compile this and do a kind of naming convention for it to fit in to what you want to use. So that aspect of data cleaning takes a lot of time. So after you've done that, then you construct and do data construct. You construct your data very well and integrate data. That's when you know your data is being picked from. It can be from different sources. Then you try and compile them, then bring them together. Then you do data formatting. So after you've done that, then you move to data modeling, where you build your model. So you select the modeling technique. Maybe it's simple, maybe it's linear regression. It can be simple linear regression. It can be multiple linear regression. Any kind of model you want to use. So depending on what you want to achieve, then you generate test design. So that's when you select your train slash test set. I believe almost every one of us know about the train and test set. Traditionally, they usually use 70-30. So 70 is going to be your training set. You use that to train your model. Then use 30% to test the model. That's when you do model assessment. So you use 70% to build your model, which is the training set. So some people might use 80/20 depending on the volume of the data. So if your volume is very 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 big, very very big, I don't know what you can call as very very big in your own case. So if you feel that your data is very very big, you can take 80% as your train set and take 20% as your test set. So so it's just for you to take enough data for you to be able to train your model very well. Then testing is just to validate whether this model is doing the job that you expect him to do. That's when you do the model assessment using your test set. So after this is successful and you have validated, okay, this model is working at 80 something percent, that the model accuracy is 80 something percent. So if your model is like 90 something, then that model is close to perfect. Your model cannot be 100% anyways. So you can do some kind of call it confusion matrix, blah blah blah. You guys know about confusion matrix anyways. So after you've seen that your model is doing well, then you go to data evaluation. Sometimes they use an R squared to test for accuracy of maybe you are using like something like a polynomial regression or something. Then you say you find the R square value. If your R square value is close to 1, then you say, oh, this model is close to perfect. Then you can move on, that your model is predicting is good for prediction. So after that, you now move to data evaluation. You evaluate the results, which is the validation of the model. Then you review the process again. Then after you've done that, data evaluation is assessing your model. It's more of like trying to see the accuracy of the model. So after the accuracy has been determined, I say this model is performing at the high level. Then you can now deploy. So you go to deployment, then plan how to deploy the model. Then at the long run, you have to keep monitoring the model and maintaining it, because if you just say, okay, this model is good, and you just leave it, and so at some point when data are coming in and coming in and coming in, you will have to tune the model again. You have to tune the model again. That's how you have to monitor your model and maintain. Then produce final report, then review project, which is the last part of it. So we are done with this slide at this point. Can we move on to the next slide, or do you have questions? Hello.
Yes, I think we can move on.
All right. But I want to hear you about voice, please. Can I move on?
Yes, you can.
All right, no problem. No problem. Okay. We have basic and advanced analytics. So how can we compare these two together? So what's basic analytics is used to explore data using simple visualization of simple statistics. So as the name implies, basic analytics is just so it's just like comparing to like reporting and all of that. So I can say basic analytics is just like doing a report. So it's just telling what happened, when it happened, and what was its impact. So you can tell from the reports what impact that result on the business organization. So as I said earlier, that we used to send a report in the client's location, sending them the number of customers that generated 50 million up to 50 million naira revenue for the organization. So probably before we have like in a particular branch, on the average they used to have 40 customers that used to generate over 50 million, and we just saw in a particular day that you just have like 30 customers or 20 that the enter just, then you should know that there's something happening. There's something wrong that is happening somewhere. So you can actually tell that there's something happening, and you can know when it happened because it's the daily report. You should know, if you are seeing it today, it means that the report is for yesterday. So if I'm sending a report to you this morning, it means that, let's say financial institution, it can only be the data that I got from yesterday's data. So it can't be today's data. So you know, okay, as at yesterday, we generated just 40 customers, 20 customers generated over 15 million. It doesn't used to be like this before. Then you can tell when it happened and what actually happened because you are seeing it, and you are going to know the impact of it anyways. So advanced analytics is just like doing a deep dive. So you use algorithm and complex analysis. So what does it investigate? It will tell what actually caused that to happen. Maybe what actually caused 20 customers to just only 20 customers to generate over 50 million naira revenue for the bank. You cannot say, oh, it's due to the effect of the lockdown in that particular period that actually caused it to happen. So what can now be done about it? That's when advanced analytics come into place. So basic analytics involves slicing and dicing, reporting. As I've said earlier, like reporting is just like reporting. So simple visualization and basic monitoring of data. While advanced analytics involves more complex analysis such as predictive modeling and other pattern matching techniques implemented on data like your logistic regression, your classification model, and all of that. So that is basic versus advanced analytics for you. Now, intro to data mining. What is data mining? It's the technique of exploring, analyzing, and detecting patterns in large amounts of data sets. This large amount of data sets is very important. If you don't put that into your definition, then it's not complete. It's not complete. So you have to put that into the context. Large amounts of data. So it's used in sectors like retail, financial institution, communication, marketing, organization, and all. So where can it be applied? Internal factors, price, like in-house, like maybe the product of a particular company can use to determine the price of the product position. Okay, at now, okay, our product is rated like, let's say Uber. Should I use Uber? I don't really know those ride sharing app. Let's say Uber and Taxify. Those are the popular ones anyway. You can now say, okay, Uber is like the first the first rated ride sharing services in Africa. You can use to make decision. So staff skills also, you can use to evaluate the skills of the staff. Like for example, in my organization, we used to do something like what we call a weekly report. So what's the weekly report? It's just like to evaluate what you have done in a week. You know, everything has resort to working from home now. So everybody looks like working from home. So there's nobody supervising what you are doing. So it's from the weekly report you can evaluate what you are actually offering. So what you actually did for the week. So I don't want to talk about this anyways. So external factors, economic indicators, competition, customer demographics. So like you can use that. So you can now go outside the organization and get data about your competitors there. So you can able to do a comparative analysis that, okay, I think students prefer to use my product rather than self-employed students. And if you take a look at it. If you take a look at it, those are classified there. Like okay, you can compare GT Bank and like Zenith Bank, for example. GT Bank, their revenue, the people that have their customer base is students. Student that uses GT Bank the most. So if you check, an average Nigerian student uses GT Bank, or am I lying?
You're not
If I'm
lying.
lying, please
You're
you
not
can
lying.
tell me I'm lying.
You're
Really lie.
lying.
Who said is that Toby or Adetogo?
Give it up.
Iyela, tell me I'm lying. Bro. Tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not lying. No, at all.
No, don't tell me I'm not lying because I'm in Octave analytics. So sometimes you are working under someone like this now. If that person asks you some stuff, what that person is going to be like, um, you're not able to tell it categorically that sir, it's rubbish you are doing. Or you just have to you have to put yourself. Okay, it's no problem, sha. So what are some examples of data management we have? We have classification, classification model like all these decision tree, random forest, and all of that. So logistic regression, neural networks, philosophy techniques, and the KNN model. You guys have heard about this. You guys have done stuff. So I went to Iyola's profile, LinkedIn profile. I was like, hmm, hmm, this guy. Yeah. Anomaly detection to check whether there is a kind of trend that is looking fishy, to detect any kind of trend in a particular a pattern in a particular trend. So you check anomaly detection too. So all these things will go into the deeper into the course later when we go to advanced big data analytics. That's inside your book too. We are going to do some machine learning stuff. So when we get there, we talk about it. Talk about it. But I know you guys have done something like this before. So knowledge check. Discuss how advanced analytics can help the sales manager of T and E corporation to analyze the ways to increase the net profit of retail stores of the organization. So this knowledge check, I want to see the way I can copy it and paste it on your WhatsApp platform so you guys can discuss it. So we don't actually know what an E is. So there'll be a lot of things you guys are going to do because I grouped you guys, group one, group two, group three. So you guys will work on projects. I can say, okay, um, group one should use statistics of club sides now. Let's say any club side, you can choose Premier League, you can choose La Liga, and predict the outcome of a football match using the statistics of the two sides. I can give you something like that to work on. I can say you should do a kind of social media analytics. Consider a particular brand and perform a descriptive analysis or a sentimental analytics on it and try to read the public opinion about that particular brand. So you can do stuff like that. All right. So characteristics of big data analysis. You guys have talked about this. I think in session one, talk about volume, velocity, and variety. Though in some cases, in some articles, they might say talk about 5 Bs, and they now include veracity and value. But anyways, the most important one is just these three, I guess. So veracity and validity is kind of, but in this context, we have just three. So we just take it like that. Big data analysis has the following characteristics. it can be programmatic. What do I mean by, or what do they mean by it can be programmatic? That is, it is programmable. You can use any tool. You can use um, R, you can use Python and the like. So let's take for example now. You have 50 a data that has like 50 million rows. And what comes to your head now? Okay, you have been able to take that data. The data can be like 8 gig file. Okay, I accept you are very good with Excel. Your proficiency is Excel. So who are those guys that are very good with Excel here that can use Excel very well? Can I find one person?
Adetoro. Adetoro. Adedeji. She's very good in Excel.
Let us keep for ourselves now. Adito, is that true?
My mic is not working.
Your what? What's your what?
I said my mic is not working well. Okay, yes, I'm good in Excel. Daniel is also good in Excel. Iola Daniel.
Wait, two of you have been noticing some kind of trend. I've noticed some kind of pattern between two of you. Now, the last time I asked that you guys should drop number, Daniel dropped one, and the next thing I will see Adedeji will drop is two.
Wait, I don't understand. You said any number. Is 1 and 2 the same?
No, it's two consecutive numbers now. So I'm seeing something is happening. I'm going to determine or to detect an anomaly detect. Use an anomaly
Okay.
detection.
Same journey.
So now you have 8 GB data on your system now, and you want to analyze that data. So in probably someone's let's say Adedeji very proficient in Excel now, and it's only Excel that she knows how to do analysis, use to do analysis, and someone gave you an 8 gig file of data and say you want to analyze on it. In your church mind, will you say you want to open that 8 GB data with Excel that contain 50 million rows? I'm asking a question. Adedeji, are you there?
I didn't get your question.
Yeah, Daniel, did you get what I said? Daniel,
Yes, sir, I did. I get what you said.
so I have to tell Adedeji what I'm saying.
Okay. Said if you add a data of about 5 gig, it's 50 million rows. That's with your proficiency in Excel. With your church mind, will you use Excel to open that 5 million, 50 million rows of data?
No, I won't.
So why won't you open it in Excel?
Because of the data volume, quite large.
So that is why. Wait, okay. So that is why you have to know a little bit of writing of codes, though there are software that make life easy for us to run some stuff like that, but you won't use Excel to run analysis and that kind of file, because before you can use Excel to run analysis and that kind of file, you have to get data on Excel. Then so you sort to something like using maybe Python or whatever to maybe SQL to run your analysis. So that's why it says programmatic. Then you write your code to do that. So also it can be data driven. So what do we mean by it can be data driven? In this world now, we talk about big data. It's we're talking about large volume of data. So in statistics, we used to do some what we call test for hypothesis testing. So you can take a premise that okay, um, let's say the average CGPA of students in University of Lagos The average CPTB of girls in University of Lagos is 3.50. You take a premise like that. So that's like let's say H naught. They say H naught is the mean of girls in University of Lagos is 3.50. Then you are going to say, okay, you are going to be an alternative hypothesis. Maybe your own opinion is different. No, it can't be. It must be greater. Then to validate that premise, you now collect sample from University of Lagos, from girls in University of Lagos, and try and test for the hypothesis whether the premise is actually true or not. But in case of big data, you can consider the whole population of girls in University of Lagos instead of taking sample. So that's why you say it can be data driven, because you can consider the whole population instead of just considering the sample data. So also it can use a lot of attributes. So in big data now, you have different characteristics of data now. There are a lot of attributes. It can be in terms of text, it can be in terms of video, images, and all that. So it can consider a lot of attributes instead of compared to just related database management system, a relational database that just takes in data in form of spreadsheet like your Excel format of kind. So big data can use a lot of attributes. So you are not limited to just uh, spreadsheet kind of data for your analysis, and it can be iterative. So it can be iterative. So you have computing power and technologies to run iterations on your analysis. So your analysis can be iterative depending on the technology that is available now to run big data. So that's the advantage of big data analysis. I think we are able to explain the characteristics of big data analysis in here. Also, let's see what we have next. So I want to cover this session in just an hour. We have 5 minutes more. So what are skills required to be an analyst? Say all the data collected and the models created are of no use if the organization lacks skilled big data analyst. So actually it's of no use, because if you don't have a skilled analyst to work with the data, then the data is just there for data sake. So let's say an entrepreneur now used to collect, or let's say a retailer or a supermarket that is owned by just one single person, an entrepreneur. Then they used to enter the sales they have in Excel. I don't know wherever they store their data. Maybe they have a server. They used to store their data. They have a database. So if there's no analyst to help them run analysis on those available data to make business decision to enable them make more profits or increase customer satisfaction, then data is just there for data sake. Then there's no point having a database then. So if you have a database and you don't have analysts to make use of those data to get business decision, then there's no point having a database in the first place. So a big data analyst requires both skill and knowledge. To be a successful analyst, it requires expertise in various analytical tools such as R and SAS. But I would say that being a big data analyst, or not, or let me say being an analyst generally, it's not about the tool per se. It's good to know how to use different kind of tools, but it's not about if you focus more about the tools and forget and just ignore the science and art about analytics, then so you just know the tools for knowing sake. You really know how to apply the tools and get the job done. But if you know the science and art behind analytics, then using the tools to solve a particular problem won't be a problem. Won't be a problem. For example, now me, I used to do Python. I used to use Python back then in school. Back then in school. But when I got to the industry, I started using SQL. Then I didn't really use Python per se. But then I've learned some art whereby even though I want to replicate that result in Python, I'll be able to do so. So it's more like knowing the art and science behind the analysis than just the tools. A successful analyst is also able to take decisions which are most ascribed significant and important to the business. And that's very important too. So if you can't, if you generate an analysis and you can't boldly take a decision based on the result of the analysis, then what is so it means you are not sure of the analysis you ran or the result you got from the analysis you did. So as a big data analyst, you should be able to take decisions which are both subscribed significant and important to business. So it means that you have to be sure what you are doing as an analyst. As an analyst. Now, look at, let's take for example now, the technologies we are having in these days now, they are mostly drag and drop. We have like powerful UI tools now, GUI tools that have been produced that you don't need to write codes to run analysis or do a lot of things. You just drag and drop. Look at Power BI, or let's take a look at Tableau. I don't know if you guys know about Tableau. So it's a visualization tool. Most of the things you do is just drag and drop. But if you don't understand the art and science about the analysis, and don't take me wrong, I didn't say you should not learn how to code, because most of the tools they are using is just drag and drop. They have a user-friendly graphical user interface. If you don't know the art and science about, or don't know how the code works underground, you know all this drag and drop you do, there is a code that is doing the job underground. So if you don't know what is behind the function you are dragging and dropping, you will be actually dragging and dropping rubbish and generating bad results. So you actually know whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So that's why you basically should know, understand more of the art and science about analysis rather than the tools. Okay, moving on. Convergence of IT and analytics. Now, in the real world, let's say as a consultant now for big data analytics, a data analyst or a data scientist, you are called on to take on a project in a client's location. You guys, you are like the analytics team, then you have the IT or development team. Let's say the IT now. There is no usually agreement between these two, but then there has to be agreement between these two for the analytics team to work to achieve or to work at with high performance. So let's see some features behind the characteristics that compare between analytics team and the IT team. So we see here, so first of all, the analytics team has to heavily utilize system resources, while IT teams have to maintain, tightly manage resources. So you as part of the analytics team, you might be doing something in R now, and like this thing can work in R. Then you just have to move to the Hadoop ecosystem and try and get some files and run some queries and do a lot of things. Or you need to just create a procedure that will run through and deliver a particular job. But the IT guys now, maybe the maximum number of space they are supposed to use in a day is just 100 MB, and you what you want to run is going to take like 300 MB. So there will be a delay. There's going to be latency somewhere because it's going to delay some job. Maybe you as an there will be people doing, let's say, let's use the financial institution for example, let's say in the banks. So all these cashiers, they take records and all the activities they do go into a particular database. But you also, you have to get those data from those database and use them for your analysis. But the kind of procedure you run is delaying the transaction they are doing at the counter. So the IT things, like they can just block you out for like 5 hours. They will not allow you to do anything. Then you have to wait maybe for the people in the counter to finish the whole work for the day, then before they will give you access to it. So most of the times, let me use our own case for example. So most of the times, if you want to go into their server to take data now, we mostly get what we need from a particular database wey we call the staging server before we now move to the analytic data store. The staging server is where we get unaggregated data. We just get the data and put it there. So whatever manipulation and transformation we want to do, we do it on the staging server, and after that we take it to the ADS, which is called the analytic data store. So there is this kind of limitation when it comes to analytics team and the IT teams. They don't usually agree. So look at the second one here. We have create tables and use a lot of space. Why the IT team is just to limit table creation and space usage. So there's this conflict between analytics team and the IT teams. Look at the third one. We want complex and ad hoc queries. Minimize use of complex and ad hoc, because all these things they used to delay the rate at which transactions supposed to go on. So for example, you enter a bank, what is supposed to take you like 5 minutes to do is taking you like 15 minutes. Then you're like, what's going on? You have to consult the IT department. So I've been trying to do this thing and see, then what will IT do? You look at, okay, what's causing this delay in transaction? They will say, okay, it's these people that are trying to run the procedure, and they will cut you out. So there is general conflict between the analytics team and the IT team. Also, we have go outside the box and forecast future patterns. IT teams keep users within the box. I'll also give you an illustration about this. Now, for example, I'll still use financial institution to explain this. In our client's application, for we to do anything now, we have our own system. We have our own application that we use on our system. Everything is well aligned. But in our client environment, we cannot use our own personal system to run stuff. So they have to assign the system that they have configured for us. So there's a way you cannot do pass yourself. You cannot use an application from outside. You cannot download anything on the system. So it's only the resources that are given to you you can use. So anything you want to do is going to be within that ecosystem. So it's quite frustrating. Also, we have experiments with new approaches and build the strategy. Experiments with new approaches and build the strategies. Stick to approved approaches. Like the example I just gave. So you might like, I cannot use Oracle cannot, it's going to delay. Okay, let me kind of use another software, but the software you are looking at is not within the environment. You are not having it on the system you are provided with. You have to download and install it on that PC. Then before you can do this, then you have to consult the IT team again. So you have to go back to the IT team that I want to do this. So they have to give you permission to do a particular process. They will say, okay, even though they want to give you that permission to do that, there still be restrictions attached to it. So a lot of limitations like that. Also, work with limited rules and restrictions, as I've said earlier. These IT teams are asked to enforce rules and restrictions. So there is this conflict between the IT team and the analytics team. So before an analytics team can perform very well in a particular organization, then there must be this agreement between them and the IT guys, or else you guys are going to be having issues and it will be delaying processes. So that is about the analytics teams compared to the IT teams. So is there any question so far?
Okay, sir. So we are saying that the analytics team, they use more resources and they spend more money to build, because in a way, there's a time I did an interview and they were looking at me like, when I talk about predictions and ML, they're looking at it like he's basically theoretical. So I'm saying that, is it still cost efficient to recruit analytics team, or both of them are actually supposed to work by side?
So are you saying the analytics team and the IT guys?
Something like that. I'm saying between the two, are we really going to have to pick between the two, or the two work side by side? And depending on revenue that will be generated for the company, do you think the companies will prefer to readily have analytics team?
Yes. The analytics team is important to the business organization. So let me explain this deeper. You know, how can I explain it? So do you know why companies um, employ, is it is it the word employ I should use, or let me use the word employ consultants to do their job? So do you know why they employ consultants to do their job? The reason mean is that you as a guy in the organization, there is a way someone outside the organization is going to see things differently compared to you that is inside the organization. The person outside the organization is going to see things outside the box, but basically your limit your thinking is going to be around the box. So they mostly like to employ an outsider to do their job. So they feel that those guys they have enough experience to get the job done faster than someone that's inside the box. So they feel like, oh, this person as a consultant, you know, you have worked for different companies and you have enough experience compared to someone inside the box. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello, Emmanuel. Please, I have a question.
So who is that? Who is that? Is that
No, no.
Oh, no. Before you ask your question, okay, ask.
Okay, please, I want to understand something. What exactly is this IT team? Because IT has different branches. There's software development, there's network security, there's graphics, there's what exactly is IT team do? Because if you say IT team, and I've just been confused because I don't really get what IT team, and from your explanation, it seems an IT team is superior to the IT team. So I really don't get it.
So thanks for your question. Thanks for your question. So the IT guys are basically the team that manage resources and oversee the technical aspect of the organization. So they make sure everything is in order, maybe a particular system is running well. So it's just about the technical aspect of the organization. So you can say, okay, when something is wrong with your computer, for example, now you have to consult the IT guys So when his particular software is not running very well, they have to consult the IT guys. So it's just to maintain the tech part of the of the environment. So that's majorly the IT's work. Hello. Am I still?
Yes, sir. You're still on. I can hear you.
All right. So that's majorly the function of the IT department. Okay. I think we are. So knowledge check. A better performing analytics team will generate great analysis and in turn increase the profit of C&A operation. What are the various practices that the managers at C&A corporation can incorporate to motivate and train the analytics teams to perform better? So this is actually very true. A better performing analytics team will generate great analysis and in turn value. So they have to find a way to get the analytics team and the IT team to agree to come to an agreement. Because without that, let me give you an instance. In one of our client side, we just discovered that at the point then the server just went down. We were not able to access data for like a week. For like a week, we were not able to do anything. We were not able to do anything. So the analytics team and the IT team have to be in agreement. Because if the IT team is not in agreement with the analytics team, then the analytics team is going to have problem. So that's usually um, points to remember. Reporting refers to the process of organizing and summarizing data to communicate important information. So I've explained this before. So reports help organization identify what is happening, monitor and improve existing areas of performance. While analysis refers to the process of examining data to analyze why something is happening and what can be the possible action. So it helps draw useful insights from study of data for making future decisions, strategies, and business projects. So for big data analytics, analysis must be decision-oriented or action-oriented. So when analyzing, when you so you have decision-oriented analytics and you have action-oriented analytics. So you use analysis to make business decision. Then the action kind of the action-oriented kind of analytics is, let's say you are there's a particular trend you're monitoring. Then at a particular point, you just saw that there is this a deep downward trend in a particular trend. Means a particular day, the revenue just dropped by let's say 50%. Then at that particular point, you have to take action. Something must be done. So that's the difference between decision-oriented or action-oriented analytics. So the next are steps included in the analysis process. I will explain this. So we have 6 of them: business understanding, data understanding, data preparation, data modeling, data evaluation, and deployment. And basic analytics involves this guy. So we talk about basic analytics and advanced analytics, if you remember. And this is advanced analytics. And characteristics of big data analysis, we explain this guy too. Then I think that's basically all we did today for this session. Okay, and that's all. So we believe we have been able to cover the objective for today for introduction to analytics. Let me see the time. We still have like 45 minutes to question. So I hope you are clear so far on what we have talked about today.
Yes, sir. Clear. Look forward
So
to
so
the.
we still have about 45 minutes. So what do you think we should do with this 45 minutes time, or you just call it a day? I'm asking for you guys' opinion. Someone should speak. Oh. I hope you guys have been practicing the lab manual. Now everybody has gotten their material. I think it's only Peter that is yet to collect her material, and though she's based in Port Harcourt, but I don't know why exactly she's not getting back to me. She's not gotten back to me for like 4 or 5 days now. Is Peter still on this call?
Yes, I'm on the call.
Probably message about the material. So how many of us have installed our virtual machine on our PC? Okay, let me comment. I think Adedeji has done that. Adedeji has done that. Hubert, have you installed the VMware on your system already?
Yes, I have. Your system is doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, like Danny, I think you have done that too, right?
Yeah, I've done that. We did that day. Done that.
I know Oluwatobi has not done that yet, but how about Richard? Richard and Sunday.
Yeah, I've done it. I've installed it already.
Okay, that's Richard. How about Sunday? Is Sunday still on this call?
Hello, I'm here. I've not done it actually. I still don't get it.
Wait, is it that you don't have the VMware?
I don't.
Uh, okay. So after this call, reach me on WhatsApp. So the only way. Okay, you have two ways you can get it. Now the first way you get it, you manually download it on your PC. So I'm going to help you get that access to download it. The second way, that if you download it on your PC, so you want to download like close to 8.5 gig file. You should know that first.
No,
Then the second,
no
so the
problem
second,
about that.
okay, the second way is that you have to come to our office, come and collect to collect the file. So you have to come with an hard drive or something. So I will majorly advise you to come with hard drive instead of flash drive, because if you come with flash drive, unless you have a flash drive of like 64 gig, then no problem. So if you have, I will majorly advise to come with hard drive. So that's the second way. So if you are choosing the first two, which is to manually download it, you just have to message me on WhatsApp when you are ready to do that.
But can we use them OneDrive?
OneDrive will require me to upload it now. I don't have it on OneDrive.
All right, no problem. I will ask you after the class so that I can so if I can know how to do that.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is that, what am I going to do? Okay, we are going to run some commands on the VMware now. So I'm going to open my VMware. So I'm going to run practice some HDFS command on the VMware.
Sorry, Emmanuel.
Yes.
I want to ask, are we allowed to update it? If we click on
So you're
update,
allowed to
like if you click on update when the software comes up.
don't update. I told you not to update.
Sorry?
Don't update though. I told you not to update. I told you guys not to do that. Just click on ask me later or remind me later, any which one.
Because I tried going around the VMware on my system, and it was quite slow, and I don't know. Sometimes when you update these softwares, they tend to work faster. I don't know if that was
So this is what I would advise you. So if you try to update the VMware, which how many gig RAM are you using?
8 gigabytes.
8 gig. So just manage it like that. It's going to work. But if you feel like updating it to make it work faster, so anything you see after that, I'm not part of it. I'm not part of it. Okay now.
The only thing that would make us scared to if this isn't the crack version, then it's when
I can't hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly.
I said the only thing that would make us scared of it would be scared of outcomes if we're using a crack version where they might have upgraded the security to allow the prank to work. But if it's not a crack version, then I feel like we can update. I don't know if anyone agrees.
I didn't need to get that very well, but you can type that later on WhatsApp or you can do it as a chat on this call. Sorry, I wasn't getting you very well. So let's open our VMware environment. If you have it, you can open it now. I want to do that. I'm about to
Don't
open
be
it.
everywhere.
You can see it's telling me that the following software is available for download. VMware Workstation Pro version 15.5.6. VMware Workstation Pro Mac stuff. I'll just tell the guy. It might be later. So I'll just click this guy now. And I'll play virtual machine. Yeah. I'm using a 12 gig RAM desktop. So it might be later. And okay, this. I think this guy is now. Let me allow the screen to that. So in this lab, you will practice the following command, HDFS command to interact with the Adobe framework. So you are told to log in as HD user to complete this lab exercise. We also know the password for HD user is still HD user. Password for Adobe is still Adobe. So in your lab exercise, you'll be told the user you have to use to log in for the exercise. Why is this thing slow like this? So you have to just get used to it. Adito, is your virtual lab is working fine. But I noticed that Adito didn't go on and off this call today. I guess your network was very good today.
I like to yab me, sir. It's fine.
Maybe. But this thing is not coming. This thing is not coming on. Shey you see that this thing is not coming on. So sometimes you can have this kind of issue. So it's not coming on. I don't know why it's not coming on. If you're having this kind of issue, then you have to solve it by yourself. So as I'm going to solve it by myself like this now, so it's not coming on. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to solve this later. So I'm going to another screen, to another environment to go and turn this on. So sorry. Hold on. So hello, worry about that. Okay. So I will just open the VMware from here. I will share my screen now. This guy wants to disappoint me today. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, that was the same challenge you had before was the same challenge I had the 2 times I've tried to use the training.
Okay. Let me open this guy here. God no go shame us. That prayer is a very big prayer. Whenever they praise for you, just say amen. I'm going to resolve that one later. When we later. So guys, they should pray for you that God no go shame us. Just say amen. Just say amen as if it's one big prayer. It's a big prayer. It's a big prayer. Let's continue. So I'm looking at the user. Right time is the user.
This thing is asking me if I copied the VM virtual environment or I moved
Yes,
it.
I copied it. Yes, think I copied it.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Okay, ask me later. So I have this. So let me just enlarge this screen so that you get. I don't like.
Okay, another question again. Timeout
Okay.
value. I should click to update value, Abi.
What did you ask me for?
It's asking me for. It's asking. It said keyboard hook timeout value is not set to value recommended by VM player. This can cause keystrokes to be lost while the host is under stress. We recommend that you allow the application to update the value. Once this value is updated, you must log out and log in order to have the value take
Can you
effect.
press cancel, please? Can
Click
you
OK.
press cancel?
Okay.
Do update it, but just leave that there.
Okay.
Are you
I
fine
think
now?
I'm good to go. Thank you.
Okay. So we go to terminal. This terminal. Yeah. So what's the thing we want to achieve today? Starting the name node and the data node demo, switching on and off safe mode, testing various file system commands for listing a directory, listing subdirectories in HDFS if possibly, creating a command lab directory and all of that. So let's see. Let's get started. So first of all, once you start the
Sorry, it's possible to zoom out.
zoom out, is it my screen?
Yes.
Is small, Abi? Is it small? Let me try. Sorry. View is tell me if it is better. Is it better?
It's
It's
okay.
better like this.
Yes.
Okay. You want to start the SDFS environment now. How do we use this guy? That's the test. I'm not like start. Put on this guy. That's DFS. SH. So this guy is going to start the HDFS. Going to start the name node server, the database server. So use this guy to run it. The starting name node. We're going to start data node. Also, this thing is different. Someone is I don't think we just went out fancy. I said it now.
I'm here. I'm here. I want to log in my phone.
Oh, okay. So let's see whether the name node and the data node has come up. So you check for the process that is running. What's the process? What's the command to check for the process that is running? GPS. So you use it to check the process that is currently running. So let's see. The data node is running, the name node is running, and the secondary name node is running. So you know the command to kill a process now. You know the command. You did this in the first lab class. So you type kill, then followed by -9. This is what you type: kill, then -9, then the name of the process you want to kill. Let's say
Yeah, you're very fast today.
I'm very fast today. Sorry about that.
Actually, yes. That first line of code you wrote. What was it for?
Okay, this guy to start the data node and the name node. This guy.
Start what?
DFS. Start -dfs.sh. So start
No.
to start the HDFS environment.
Mm.
So this guy is to kill a process. Then I'll go to type 3421. If I should type this, it's going to kill this process that is on this data node. It's going to kill it. If I should enter. I don't want to kill it. Or should I kill it? I don't want to kill it. So you can kill it by this command. If it's the name node you want to kill, you just type the process ID 3297. Okay. So also for this lab, you need not start the resource manager, which is Yarn, and name node manager. But if you desire to run using if you desire to run the Yarn and name node manager, you can use this command to start it. Start yarn.sh. So if you want to start the resource manager and the name node manager, you can use this command to start that. Let's see. So you can see starting resource manager, starting yarn and starting resource manager and all that. So let's see. This starting node manager also. So let's see the process that is running also. So you can see the node manager is on the run, the data node, the name node, the resource manager, and the secondary node. So you see that the command we ran just made the name node manager to be on the to start the name node manager and to start the resource manager also. So that's this command we ran here, start yarn.sh. So use to start the name node manager and the resource manager. So and that's you guys have talked about yarn in the previous class that Timilola talked about. So also by default, your name node is in safe mode. Your name node is in safe mode. So what do I mean by your name node is in safe mode? In safe mode, you can't write files, you can't delete files, and there's not going to be data replication in safe mode. So if you guys talk about data replication, your name node deal with the kind of data replication in the HDFS environment. That's the advantage of the HDFS architecture. So data replication, which enables this like importance for data security, so that you don't have one excuse that it seems that the file that's saved here is no longer there, but you can actually access files from different locations. So, but to check whether your name node is in safe mode, Let's see the command to run to check that. So say DFS admin, DFS admin.
I'm sorry, I actually don't understand what you have been saying.
I said normally your name node is in safe mode by default, but if you want to check the kind of mode your name node is, you can use DFS admin safe mode dot get. So to check whether your name node is in safe mode, you use this guy to check. So let's see. So DFS admin. Oh, so it says safe mode is off. Safe mode is off. So it's no longer in safe mode. But anyways, if your safe mode is on, that is if the name node is in safe mode, you can use the command. After this command I wrote here, instead of using get, I'm going to type leave, L-E-A-V. After this command I typed up here. So it means you are telling it to leave the safe mode. But actually the safe mode is off at the moment. Okay.
Please, can I see that first command again? That HDFS start something.
This one.
Okay, HDFS hyphen DFS. What you call this? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, when you run HDFS command and you get this kind of warning, one until dot native code loader until load native Hadoop library for your platform. Unable to load native Hadoop library for your platform using built-in Java class you applicable. If you are getting this kind of warning and you want to resolve this warning, you have to set your Java. So you write this command to remove this warning or to resolve this warning. You can check your lab manual anyways. So opt equals to, anyways, I don't really need this transfer. It's fine. So anyways, if I want to see the files in my HDFS environment, what do I need to write? So HDFS first call, then DFS, then use the ls command, then put this guy. So
This command is for what, please?
to leave the file in the directory you are in the HDFS directory. So yes, delete the directory in a particular HDFS environment. So in this guy, you have this directory, command lab, HB, you have the home directory, temp, user, and this guy. Let me try this. Let me try this command. Let me try this command. Let me see whether this can work. Okay, that's why it doesn't work. So let me use. I'm trying one. I'm trying one thing. Whether it's going to work here. So the command in the normal environment, and the HDFS environment now, the command normal environment. If I should type this, it means list the files in the current directory. So that's what this guy actually means. I'm just questioning anyways. But this command I want to run now, is to recursively list the directories in the HDFS. So it's just like if I should have a directory like this, if I should have ability as a directory, as a folder, then inside ability you have analyst, then inside analyst you have big data. So the way it's going to list the directory is this. First of all, the first line is going to be ability, then the second line is going to be ability slash analyst, then it's going to list ability slash analyst slash big data. So that's the way it's going to list the directory. So and use the command to do that. Then you put this big R followed by this guy. So you can see, let me show you from the beginning. Where is this? Where is that on the sorry? This thing has gone far.
I've gone for now.
That's gone far. Okay, I think from this place. Okay, you can see now. This is the part. This is the part. You can see, first of all, it stated command lab. Then you have command lab slash dir1. This is another folder in command lab. Then you now see another command, another folder that is inside dir, which is dir2. So it's like it's listing recursively. Then inside dir2 you have word count again. Then command lab dir2, then word count. So it's doing like it's creating like a kind of super set. A super set, like you know when you have a set, like have a super set. So let's see this guy now, HBase. Then inside HBase you have .tmp. Then inside .tmp you have data. Then inside data you have default. So it's listening recursively. So that's why it's going to list the directories. So if you are using that command, it's going to list the directories recursively. All right. Also, you can also create directory. So this lab I've done it before. So yeah, I want to create another directory instead of following this what we have here. So first for HDFS, then DFS. That's like a traditional kind of command first. Then use the make directory command, which is similar to the normal command in the terminal. So then type the name of the directory. So I want to create ability directory now. So if I should click on enter, this is going to create a folder called ability. So it has created this successfully. So let me list the directory now. So we should be able to find the ability directory now. Let me see. Can you see the ability directory I created? Hello, are we still here? Hello.
Sorry, what did you use to find the directory? HDFS-ls, right?
Yes, this guy.
HDFS, okay, DSLS.
Okay. So what is the agenda? Okay, let's see. Let's see.
looking for something. So let's see. I want to. I don't know. Okay, let me do something like this. How do I have so much like this? You know what I just did? Hello.
No.
So I just listed the files and directory in the Linux environment. I'm in the Linux environment. You know, I didn't type HDFS. So this is the Linux environment. So I just listed the files and directory in this environment. Now, in this current, this is my current directory. This is my current directory. Suppose I now want to copy a file from this directory to the HDFS environment. I need to. So I can say, okay, then I will type this. Let me see the data, the file I have here. Let's say this ability1.txt now, or let me say ability.txt. I want to copy this file from my local to the environment to my HDFS environment. So I'm going to use this command to do that. So I'm going to say HDFS DFS, then say copy from local. Copy from local. So so this dot before the slash is saying the current directory on local. Then what's the name of the file? Wait, is it? Let me check again. Okay, let me use this one. Let me check the ability, maybe small a or big A. I just want to be sure. Let me just use this employees.csv. Let me use employees. Small a abi, okay, small
Yes,
a.
it's where I remember.
Ability.txt. Then I will tell it to, okay, this is where I want to copy it to. So let me put it inside that ability folder. I think I want ability folder in the HDFS environment. Okay. So capital ability. So I'm copying from my local this file to this folder in the HDFS environment. So I want to press enter now. Okay, I think it should have copied that file to my folder in the HDFS environment. So let me check my HDFS environment for the file. .ls slash ability. So I want to look into the ability folder for the file in the HDFS environment. So let me look whether the ability.txt file is inside this ability folder. Why is it taking time now? Okay, can you see ability.txt now? Okay, now it's yeah. So I can also print the content of the file. So what do we use? What do we use to print it in Linux then? Who can remind us to print the content of the file?
CAT.
CAT cat. Yes, CAT cat. So that's the HDFS DFS. Then I'll write it, then cat. Sorry. Then I want to print this content of ability file. So ability states the directory and the guy is states the file, which is ability.txt. So enter. This is going to get the content of ability.txt. Let's see what is inside. Okay, this is what is inside the file. ABGA, SBGA, ABGE, SBGE, SDS, PDS. Normally, if you want to do this in the Linux environment, it's just going to type cat, okay, ability.txt. Since this file is in my current directory, I can just type this. If it's not in my current directory, then I have to state or write the path where the file is. So I can just normally do this in my Linux environment and see what's inside the file. So you can see it's still the same content. But let's say I want to move a file from local. I'm not copying. There's a difference between copy and move now. Move is not like in your Windows environment to cut a file from a particular directory, then go and paste it in another directory. So let me see. Let me say I want to move. Okay, I've already copied this file. Okay, let me delete this file. Let me delete this file from the HDFS environment. Let me delete. Who can remind us the command to remove file, to delete file? I think we did this in the previous level. Who can remind us? RM. Is that Yola? Why is it only that it's only Yola that is talking? So you use RM to remove. Then I want to delete the ability.txt file. So I will say ability.txt. So this guy should remove this file. So all this is deleted, blah blah blah. So give us. So I want to remove this warning is giving me. I don't like the warning is giving me. So I'll type this command to remove this warning. It's making complex for me. So I'll just type this command to remove this warning is giving me. So I'll set the path for the Java library. You don't mind this long thing I'm writing. I'm just writing from the book to remove this guy. Yes, local. And they already configured this thing, so they know where to set this guy. Like so, after I type this long thing, you should remove that one you used to give me. So okay, so we have deleted the ability file from the HDFS environment. So let's see whether it has been deleted. HDFS, DFS, then ls, then okay, then I'll say ability. So I want to see the files in ability folder. So let's see. You still give me this one. Why didn't you remove? So you see that it did not return anything. So it means that it has been removed. I'm still looking at why it's giving me this error again. Okay, sorry, I didn't type it correctly. Let me type it. It's not supposed to be Java, not Jiv. I cannot be typing this thing again. Hey. I didn't type it. So I'll just edit this one to become.
Sorry, Control C and V cannot work on this terminal, right?
Control C and Control I don't think it's now. Have you tried it? So let me do this.
I did it. I'm getting it.
You just highlight it. What is copy?
What?
Time man, what did you use to copy?
Copy from local. Copy from local.
Like
Let
once
me
you
show.
just highlight it like that, once you just highlight it, the one you copy, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, visualize like this. So you see what it's saying. You can right click and copy and do this. Then paste. You can do this. Do you understand?
You paste. Is it Ctrl V you use?
So you right click and copy, then
Uh-huh.
right click and
Okay. Thank you.
we just checked the this folder. You can see that there's nothing there. You see now. There's nothing there. You can see it didn't bring out anything. So let's move the ability file from local to the ability folder now. So let's run that. So it is DFS. Sorry, DFS. Then move from local. Move from local. What I will move from local is in the so from the current directory ability.txt. So where are we moving into? I'm moving into the ability folder. Hey, ability folder. So the type belongs to. Oh, sorry. I didn't put. I'm not used to it. I didn't put this hyphen. Yeah. So I meant to put this hyphen before. Can you see me?
Yes.
My my mouse is not responding to this. I'm trying to. This command begins with a dash, so that's why I'm having that issue. So let me do that again. Okay. So it has moved the ability.txt back to the ability folder in the HDFS. So let's see whether it's there now. HDFS. First of all, let us see whether this file we moved is in our current directory in the local. So let's see ls.al. So let's check. It's supposed to be up here after the ability dot whatever. You can see that hey, it's still there. Okay, it's not there. This is ability one. So you can see that ability.txt is no longer there. It has been moved. So it has been moved from this place. So let's see whether it's inside the HDFS environment now. So HDFS, DFS, then ls, then the ability folder. Let's see. We moved into the ability folder. So let's check whether it's there. So you can see the txt file now is now here. So okay, do that. I think we have tried for today. We have tried for today. So there are some other commands too. You can also read the documentation. So check your lab manual for several commands you can try your hands on in the HDFS environment. So it's already 12, so let's just call it a day today. So I
Can
hope
you
you
just take
understand.
like 2 minutes to go over everything again?
I should what?
Can you just take like 2 minutes to go over it again?
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Let me see whether it can start from the beginning from here.
Yes, we begin with this.
I cannot go back from the beginning.
Eh.
Wait, hold on. It's going to take time, sir. So basically, what we just did is start the.
Sorry, am I the only one that is having issues? Like my VMware is chopping the outputs one by one.
Actually, that's why I could not follow too because it was faster, and then mine was lagging behind, so I lost it
Yeah.
at some point.
What's the RAM of your system? What's the RAM of your system?
It
8 gig RAM, Abi.
yes.
You're not done yet. Your own is 8 gig RAM, I
But
think.
my own is 8.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. So if yours is 8 gig RAM and it's dropping one by one, I think you should be grateful. So what would the guys with 4 gig RAM now do like this now?
No one asked for big now yet.
Who told you no one has 4 gig? Okay. Thank you. I don't want to cast anybody here. So moving on. So what the first thing we did is to start the data
Yeah,
node server and the name node server. And what do
you're
we
unable to get there, Abby.
yes. So I'll just say this is what we used to do the start dfs.sa. So you guys start the name node and the data node.
Okay.
So we just use this command to start the data node and the name node. I don't they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think some of them left before when like some time ago. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, where are they now? Yola Daniel.
Sir?
Oluwatobi was on this call before. I don't know what happened to her.
She was.
He's not on this call again. Where is Hubert? Hubert, not Hubert. Hubert is on the call. Who is Osita? Yes, Osita on the call. Emily
It's
Osita.
not. It's on the engineering track.
Okay. No, Henry is not on the engineering track.
Even is on the engineering track. Yeah. So this is also part of. So this is also part of what is taught in engineering. This is exactly what is taught on engineering. So why is it on this call?
I think the mistake I did is that I told them there will be separate classes, but I told them that they can still attend other classes. So I didn't plan this session anyways. But since there was time, so I just took it through.
Okay, let's
All right, guys. So I use that to start the data node and the name node. So let me see. To check the process that is running, you type dps to check the process that is running. So after we ran that first command, this guy started data node and the name node. It
Okay.
started. So the only one that data node name node and the secondary name node. So to start the node manager and the resource manager, we started yarn. We started yarn. So start yarn.sh. So this was the guy we used to start the node manager and resource manager. So there's an hyphen here. So yarn.sh to start the node manager and the resource manager. So to start the name node and the data node, we use this guy, start dfs dfs.sh. So this guy was what we used to start the data node and the name node with the secondary name node. So after that, we now went to the file system environment to copy to see the directory in the current working directory, the different folders we have there, to copy file from your local to your ATFS environment, to move file also, to create a directory. So first of all, to list the files or the folder in your HDFS environment, this is the command you type. First of all, HDFS come first, then DFS. Then you use the ls command you use in your Linux environment. But the difference is just that hyphen is going to come before it. So ls, then you use this guy. Use this guy so that okay, you want to see the directory in this current directory. So I'll use this guy to see what's inside the current directory, which is all these guys. You have ability inside, you have command lab, you have HBase, you have home, you have TMP, you have user, you have word count. So I might be interested in also seeing what is inside the ability folder. And I should be able to type something like this. Something like this should be able to give me that result. HDFS then type ability. This should be able to give me that result. Let's see. So you can see this gave me what is inside the ability folder. So you can use that. So the ls command just to list, to do a listing of files and directories. So to create directory, we use the make directory command. But if you are in the HDFS environment, first of all, you type this HDFS, DFS. Then before the make directory, you type an hyphen, then mkdir, which means make directory. Then a slash, then the name of the directory you want to create. Say Adito now. I want to create Adito kind of directory. So enter. So this guy is going to create a folder called Adito.
Sorry, am I the one that can't hear anything?
I'm disconnected. I can't hear you either.
I can't hear any.
I thought my village people were
This is-
afraid.
This is so much for him to get back. I did tell you, to get to in Jesus' name.
Amen. Fire.
Wait, is your this in VMware running well?
It's running well, but the thing is, it's still slow. Just the way yours is counting one by one. I'm not even running it now because I'm just, if I know that I won't be able to keep up. So I'm just watching what he's doing instead.
I know, right?
Same here, guys.
That's why I was asking if we could upgrade it because the version that he downloaded was probably for some sort of system, kind of system. And some of our systems do have some sort of like, I don't know, so when
When I
you
read
update
the lab guide, they even advise us not to upgrade actually.
okay,
Yes.
wow.
Scatter many of the softwares that have been downloaded on the machine.
Okay.
It might not work with the shall I explain something? That it might not work with the current.
I guess we're going to have to consider upgrading our RAMs. Maybe that might help.
That's just really the
That
best
might be the
option.
reason.
Yeah, you can't understand now. My system is one slot, single slot.
Now we
There's
see.
a way to buy it now. There's always a way to buy it.
I went to buy 8 gig RAM. Now what is cost to buy a single 16 gig RAM?
Wait, how much is it? Let me just know.
A whole this thing billionaire like you. Come on. That's
As
not.
in,
Let me
Daniel, show yourself now.
Billionaire data analyst. You're here complaining about money. Really?
let me borrow the money from you. I'll give you back.
Please. I don't borrow billionaires.
600K.
No, but how much does it cost? Because I've not really
The idea.
I bought my 8 gig single RAM. But thank you.
Yeah, Tamuna was talk. Why did you mute yourself?
Really, thank you. That's what I bought my 6.5.
6.5.
I shall swap to my 4K.
You look how looking.
Let me go and buy.
I think I need to I should do the same very soon. You need to do.
Wait, is Daniel on this track? I said Daniel. Oh, Henry.
I don't think so.
Let's not ask this question, okay?
Oh,
Let's,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
I think we're the only ones here. Right? Are the only ones here right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually asking. Just 4 was there.
We're the only ones here.
So are we to join the next class?
We're not to join. No. Please.
So ignore what you were saying under it.
We're not to join the next class. I beg you.
Not all this school.
Please, my head is hot already. I beg, no join again.
Even this class, I'm already
I'm
tired.
pretty sure our data will function optimally in the next class, so she's going to join the next class.
I'm actually tired. I think fast today. I don't know.
Sorry?
Mr. Emmanuel is kind of fast today. This is lectures.
Yeah, and I really don't know what to say, man.
I'm trying to keep up, but I can't keep up, man.
Anyways, okay, I see now that it's just interns that are here. So yeah, Henry's on this track. I don't know why he isn't here.
Oh, really?
That's fine. You can ask him on Telegram groups to just.
I thought we are 7 against 3.
Sorry?
Wait.
Exactly, I thought so too.
No, but he switched. He said he was doing analyst instead.
Oh.
So Daniel, when I go to take us out tutorial now.
I don't know.
Okay, let's just plan this now. What's our topic should we discuss in our tutorial this weekend? Because I'm a bit lost in some of these lectures.
Okay, I think first that had to two ecosystem first. I think I need to hear somebody talk about the game apart from someone in Octave. Maybe somebody that has a simplified understanding can explain.
Actually, I saw a tutorial video on YouTube, which is actually very self-explanatory. It's not even up to 20 minutes, I guess. And I can't actually pin. I did not pin down the handle of the guy. It's actually very, very simplified.
Okay, can you copy the link to that?
I need the keyword, or you can give us the keyword.
Okay, you know what?
Okay, just check your history. Check your history on YouTube. You should be able to see it.
What?
Check your history, your streaming history.
Okay. I will do that. I'll share it on the group.
So that'll be fine.
You better share that on the group, or else.
Mr. Emmanuel said that's all for today. That we should join.
Is it compulsory?
It's not compulsory.
I'm sure Mr. Benson is telling you that it's compulsory. That's why.
I'm going to the mosque. I'm going to the mosque.
So Muslims can say they are going to the mosque.
I'm just joking, actually.
All right, man. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye. See you 1 p.m.
You want to cause fight? Say see you 1 p.m.